What's going on, you guys? We are 6 days away from the Reptile Super Show in Pomona. We're spending a lot of time getting all of our animals ready. I don't know if everybody does this or not, but for me, it's a really, really big deal that in the weeks prior to the expos that I have all the animals marked and noted as feeding on a consecutive basis, just to make sure that they're ready for the expo, because the expo is a little bit stressful on the animals. So I just want to make sure that these animals are doing perfect and are in tip-top condition. So yesterday, like normal, most Saturdays are feeding days, and it takes me the better part of the day to go through and feed, because you know, like some of the more common species, you just drop and go, it's real easy. But I have a lot of specialized feeders, so I've got bird eaters, and I have lizard feeders, and I have animals that need to be scented and everything else. So it takes me a really, really long time, especially at times like this when I'm geared up and ready for the expo. So I'm going to show you guys some quite obscure animals. That word obscure, right? I use it all the time, but it's a good word because that's pretty much what we deal in. So I want to show you guys a wide variety of some really interesting animals. Some of them are already sold. They're already shipping out. People are picking off animals prior to the show because they know a lot of this stuff's going to disappear. But anyway, we're going to start with this little baby Pattaya Flicka. This one is sold. This one's actually shipping out tomorrow. But super aggressive feeder on lizards. Really, really interesting. Lots of color. I've done some other videos with these guys. They're just really fun to work with. They get quite long and they are very, very thin build. Usually lizard feeders in the beginning, you kind of have to cater to what their instincts have them programmed to feed on. And then, you know, once they're feeding good, then we can start switching things up. Get it into, you know, the frog legs and the rodents and all that sort of stuff. But for now, we're doing the lizards. Super aggressive feeder. I'll throw some video up that I tried to take with my cell phone. It's really funny because you try to offer lizards on the end of tweezers, no interest, and as soon as you drop that gecko and it starts running, these snakes are lightning quick in grabbing them and consuming them. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, that's just one of many animals. Pattaya Flicka. It's going to kind of be a rapid fire, just going to hit you guys with a bunch of animals. So let's get started. All right, so we have a lot of Candia. These animals have been already here sitting for a while. Everybody's feeding and doing well, except for some of the adult females. I suspect many of them are actually gravid, so they're not feeding. We are going to be bringing them out to the expo. This one just happened to had its first shed just a couple days ago, and it's really, really nice with the weird purple and pinks. But really, really pretty snake. This is one of the ones that I suspect that may be gravid. You can kind of see it distended in the right spots. It's pretty girthy. But what a beautiful snake. Not all of them have had their first shed, although they have been with me now for a little bit. But that is just a beautiful, beautiful snake. But we're going to have quite a few at the expo, different sizes. I'll bring a couple more out, let you guys see some of the wide variety of colors. So here's a real red one. This one came right out of the water bowl. That's why she's quite wet right now. But we just fed yesterday, so a lot of these animals, you're going to see lots of full bellies. And it just falls in line with what I said before. Yesterday was pretty much the last feed before we take these guys to the expo. And we've got some smaller ones here, just a kind of a wide variety of colors, from the more normal or more common gray color. This one's going to be really crazy. This is a weird hypo-ish looking peach yellow animal, but got a bunch of the little guys. Smaller ones are usually really, really good feeders. Everybody's feeding on rodents, so they're all good to go. And like I said, they've been with me for a while now, so they're all fat and very, very well started. But we'll have a bunch at the expo. I think I probably have about, oh man, I probably bring about 20 or so, from small ones all the way up to the bigger guys. I'll try to do this one-handed, do two at a time with the little scrubs, but I think I have about 5 or 6 little scrub pythons, some really, really unique looking ones. very, very bizarre colors and patterns, or no patterns like you can see in this one on my left hand. It's patternless. We haven't sexed any of these yet. We're going to go ahead and do that probably midweek because they all have food in their stomachs, so I don't want to mess with them today. But we will have all that done in time for the expo. But got some really, really nice scrub pythons. I was really excited to see what came in this batch. It was really impressive. So we haven't had any scrub pythons in a while. So finally we ended up with like half a dozen or so. So that will be fun. We'll have these guys at the Super Show. So if you're interested in scrub pythons, you guys, go to the show. We have a few real nice ones. Come early. So we have Solomon Island tree boas. I just grabbed a couple. I'm doing like 2 at a time, just one in each hand. Everything from the gray and white and all the way to the red and orange colors. But we have quite a few of those. Most of them are feeding on rodents, and we'll have I think we have like 3 or 4 that are lizard feeders. I usually don't bring them to the expos because I know for a lot of people that's a pain in the butt. But usually when they're feeding on lizards, the scenting is no problem. But we have quite a few of these guys as well. We have a small amount of Bellatorius frarii. These are really fast, high-energy skinks, quite large actually. They love to eat insects. Oh my gosh, they've been eating all of our dubia, and we added some crickets yesterday and they're all gone, disappeared. But really interesting, not super common and not very expensive either, but these were kind of put into our last shipment, and so we have them here just pounding food. But they're not like a blue tongue skink. They're not super mellow, a little bit high energy, but yeah, they're okay. I mean, once they're used to being handled, which they are not at all, but pretty cool. I think somebody probably is going to come along and have an interest in these. They're just something that you just don't see around. A nice, good size, and like I said, they're not that expensive, so it's kind of a win-win on that one. And I don't think a lot of people are working with these either, but man, they sure do well in captivity. So I think we have 8 of these different sizes, so something different. And we have 2 pairs of Apodora Papuan olive pythons, and I don't know these guys really well yet. We're not like super good pals, so I'm a little bit apprehensive. I don't want this guy going around my face too much until we kind of see how we are with each other. But really big ones. So I think if we can figure out a way to display these guys, we'll have them at the expo. It'd be nice if they got a shed prior to the expo, but I don't think that's going to happen. I just fed them yesterday. They ate frozen thawed jumbo rats, and also I had some adult quail that I thawed out just in case they refused the rats, but all 4 ate both. They didn't care, so I gave them a really nice multiple prey item meal, so they're going to be digesting now, and then should have them at the show. I think they're just a little bit too big to display, but I think I'll be able to pull it off. Man, they're big and heavy. Wow. If this snake unwinds, it's probably a good maybe 12 feet or so, something like that. It's big. But I know you guys, it's a bunch of you that have been messaging me about them, but you haven't messaged me about them in a while. So now is the time. Okay, you guys, so this big male has decided that he wanted to wrap my legs, so I gotta get him unwound here so I can go get some more animals for you to see. Come on, man. Okay, there we go. So here's another Candia. This one's already sold. I just wanted to show it because it's very, very different from some of the others that I've brought out to the expos before. This one is obviously gravid. It's super distended. It's probably relatively close to giving birth. The vent is here, so this mass needs to push just about 2 more inches, and then that'll be an indicator that birth is coming very soon. But man, look at how beautiful that is. Looks like little eyes, little eye pattern down the back. It's really neat. Very dark. Okay, you guys, so this Pattaya Smokeosa is a patternless, very, very unique animal. I probably will not bring it to the expo because it's not going to do good on display in the boxes with all the crowds and everybody walking by. It's probably going to mess up its nose. I've had this animal now for a while, and it is doing really, really well. I never hold it, but very unique. I mean, it's patternless. It has a very odd color and pretty interesting animal. I've got some nice looking viper boas. Some have shed, some have not shed. We brought some to the last expo, but a lot of those animals had not shed, and they really didn't draw that much attention. So we'll bring a few to this expo coming up. We're not bringing them all. Probably going to let a lot of them just hang back and give them time to have their shed, because obviously once they do shed, you know, it's a whole different animal that's underneath that jungle skin. So I think you can tell that these animals right here in my hands, they're definitely a cut above. They're really nice looking. And so, like I said, we'll have some at the expo, but we're not going to bring a lot of them. We're a bit limited on our display space at this show. So, but we'll have some. So we have baby Malaysian mangrove snakes. I think they're super cool. It's kind of a rare offering. They're feeding super well on unscented live pinks. But I'll tell you, all the inquiries that I'm getting, you guys are really confusing me. When I had nothing but adults, I got nothing but inquiries for captive bred babies. Then I got captive bred babies, and now I'm getting messages for all adults. And I'm shipping my last adult out tomorrow, so I only have captive bred. So I don't know what you guys want. You guys are sending me mixed messages, but I like the captive bred babies as well. These guys are ready to go, and we're bringing them to the show. I think I have 7 or 8. And we have these spunky little baby Gonyosoma red-tailed green rat snakes, also feeding on fuzzies. I'm shipping a couple out tomorrow, but I think that should still leave me with a couple more for the expo. But pretty cool. You know, a lot of times all you see are wild-caught stuff, and they're kind of difficult, but these babies, at least the ones that I'll be bringing to the expo, have done really well for me. And these are also very, very strange. These are the Legless, the legless lizards. Very, very strange. I don't even know how to describe them. Part snake, part lizard. Their diet is also quite a bit specialized. They feed on skinks in the wild, so a little bit challenging to figure them out and get them dialed in, but I ended up getting a few of these, so we'll have these at the expo as well. Something that you don't see very often. I think they're really cool. We have some small ones that are like baby size, and then we have some adults. I just noticed that the spurs here were just sort of flicking out. It's kind of weird. Well, I guess they wouldn't be spurs because the vent looks like the vent is way back here. So I guess it would be leg remnants of some sort. I don't know. Or maybe that is the vent. I'm not sure. These are really bizarre to me. But very, very cool. There's, you can see those sticking out there. Weird. And we have some Paradisi, some paradise flying snakes. I think we have 4 of these guys. We just fed them yesterday. Gave them a bunch of geckos and anoles. So just getting them all ready for the expo. But these guys are ready. Something also a little bit different that you may not see at every show. But we're good at it. We're good at working with these. We have a lot of experience. So we've got these guys all dialed in. Okay, you guys, that is about it. I just wanted to give you guys a general idea of what we are bringing to the expo and what surplus that we have. Didn't show everything. There's green tree pythons. I didn't bother showing you those. There's a couple other surprises that I'll just leave that a surprise for the expo. If you're going to the expo, be sure you swing by the table. You'll see some cool stuff, at least early on Saturday. Once a lot of those one-offs and things sell, you won't be able to see them anymore because they'll be gone. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just give you guys a little bit of a show preview. And that is about it. I'm going to get back to work. I have a lot of stuff I need to do. I'm back to work tomorrow morning, but still have a good half Sunday. I can get a lot done in that amount of time. So that's about it, you guys. If we don't see you again before the expo, next weekend, Pomona, California, Reptile Super Show. I'll put the information at the end of the video if you need it. And that is about it. Take care. Thanks for watching. See ya.